Good day, everyone. This is Knox Henderson, Investor Relations with StrikePoint Gold. And with me today is StrikePoint CEO and Director, Mike Allen. How are you today, Mike?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Well, what we want to talk today is the recent sale of the Pan Gold Mine from Equinox Gold to Minera Alamos. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that transaction that just occurred.
Yeah, it's a relatively recent transaction in the state of Nevada. It's Mineral Alamos is buying the Pan mine from Equinox, and this is just after the merger of Equinox and Calibre. Um, Pan was a Calibre asset, and then in the combined entity, it was the smallest producer within the fleet. But it was an interesting opportunity for Mineral Alamos to get in there and get a production mine, producing mine in one of the best jurisdictions in the world.
Yeah, I was looking at the Equinox Gold site, and 2025 production is expected to come in between 30 to 40,000 ounces, and reserves right now are about 250,000 ounces. So there's still some leg room.
Yeah, I mean the documentation that I saw on it was that there was about another 3 to 4 years worth of stacking left on Pan. There was quite a bit of opportunity, and I think that the interesting thing is if you take a look at just the raw metrics, you mentioned the production guidance between 30 and 40,000 ounces a year. And I believe the cash costs were the all-in sustaining cash costs were projected to be between 1,600 and 1,700 dollar gold.
Correct.
One of the
Correct. Yeah.
interesting things, like you do the basic math, just take midpoint and midpoint, 1650 and 35,000 ounces a year. That mine throws out $57.75 million a year. Mineral Alamos paid 125 million, pardon me, 115 million dollars for it, 90 US in cash, and then 25 million in stock. So it's a sort of a 1.5 times a year of cash flow, or 1.5 years to pay back on the transaction. Of course, they don't have to pay back the stock, but it's a really good deal. And as gold moves up, I mean, you can see the leverage there, and it just shows that in Nevada, where you've got experienced operators and big equipment, the efficiency of these mines, they actually throw out very good money, even though they're low grade.
Well, yeah, and let's talk about that in relation to our Hercules Gold project. Why is this relevant to shareholders of StrikePoint?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, if you put uh, Hercules up against Pan at its point in time, Pan was never a particularly big deposit. I don't think it ever, on its best day, the resource estimates got to 1 million ounces. And so it's not particularly big, and it was never particularly high grade. It's somewhere in that zero point 0.4 grams per ton number. I think it varies. It varies at different points in time, 0.38, 0.42, depending on what year you're at. But it's never been particularly big. You compare that to Hercules, we've got the exploration target that is 819,000 to 1.01 million ounces of gold, so twice the size. And then our grade range is 0.47 pardon me, 0.48 to 0.63 grams per ton gold. And it shows that Hercules is bigger and better grade, but this mine, this separate mine over Pan got put into production and has been consistently making money. I think it's been in production for about 10 years. It did have a stumble when it got out of the gate, but now that they've got it in the hands of a competent operator, it throws out $60 million a year, depending on the gold price. So that's where you look at Hercules and say, what's the potential of it? Hercules is bigger, looks to be higher grade, and therefore has an opportunity to become a much bigger, much more valuable mine in the future.
Well, that's a good point to bring up, Mike, but let's cut it there. We want to make this short and sweet. And there's going to be some other assets and mines that we want to look in Nevada's Walker Lane to compare our assets to, just so people can put this into proper perspective. Again, if you have any questions, give us an email, KH at strikepointgold.com and my phone 604-551-2360. So thanks and have a great day, everyone.